Hey YouTube family, Empress Vibrant here. Haven't done a video on here for a long time. I just finished doing my Patreon that I do every Sunday at 11 a.m. And I did a reading that felt very, very specific, but also very much like this could resonate with a few more people. Now, I don't usually post my usually I don't post my Patreon videos, because obviously that's for the patrons who pay for their monthly subscription. However, this week it feels like I need to post this. Okay. So um it may resonate, it may not. I may not get any views. I haven't been posting on this YouTube channel for quite some time. Been taking some time out for myself, doing a lot of groundwork and healing therapy, uh, currently reading The Artist's Way with my patrons, and we are in active recovery. So, been very, very specific about sharing my energy and getting out there. So, I'm not quite ready to be posting on a regular as yet, soon enough. But like I said, this reading felt very much like very, very collective and not just for my patrons. So, if any event that it does resonate with you, take time, be gentle with yourself, and yeah, take your time. Take your time, and when you're called to do the work that is necessary, getting into healing and recovery, take your time and do that, and rally around those who you can trust, and appeal to your higher self, your ancestors, your spirit team, talk to the Most High Creator. There is so much support, you're not on your own. And I just wanted to do a little cliff notes to the reading that is coming up. Okay, so big up yourselves. And like I said, it's a Patreon video, so it's very, very personal. I've got my little man in the background doing up stuff. So get a little insight into how some of my Sundays are, So yeah. But yes, my lovelies, big up yourself, much love, and we shall speak soon. Take care. Right, hi, my lovely. So, welcome to the weekly forecast. Today, I am pulling from the Sacred Geometry deck here, just to get some overall messages, see what is going on in the ether for us today. And as ever, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. With the knowledge and understanding that some things may have already taken place and some things will be on the horizon. So to be able to look out for it as a little bit of a heads up. So let's see what Divine has in store for us this upcoming week. And remember, I say this week, but all the readings are timeless, to be fair. So what you need may pop up at a later date, or it'll come up already. So let's see. What messages do you have for the collective? Thank you for the messages in advance. We just want messages of truth, healing, love, and light. Thank you. Okay. All right, so we've got number 23, which is honesty. All right, number 23. And it says the energy of honesty supports our choice to be courageously truthful and genuine with kindness and tact. So not just honest, but with kindness and tact, And sometimes it's going to take us to be courageous to say the things we want to say. But then obviously it's like being truthful and genuine. And I think that kindness and tact is actually very, very poignant. Because sometimes we can let the truth slip out of our faces in a way that can be quite destructive. And also, as we are, as most of us are going through the artist way, we are unpacking some of our creative enemies of our creative self-worth. So for some people, they may have thought that they were being honest. It was their honest opinion. Or they thought they were saying something and trying to sound genuine, but actually they was not being kind and they didn't have any tact. So it might be useful to kind of have a little look at that, when you're delivering your so-called truth or wanting to be honest. Is it coming from a real and genuine place, or do you just want to get some shit off your chest? In which case, you know what I mean? You have to take all the things that come along with it. Okay. And we also have number 20, which is forgiveness. The energy of forgiveness strengthens our capacity to let go of unwanted feelings and emotions. And again, I think this links into the card that we just read with the honesty. We can forgive some people for not having tact if what they're saying is truthful. We may not enjoy what's being said, it may not feel very nice, but if you are being honest, then, you have to find peace with what is being said. And also, if you are the bearer of this truth and you are wanting some kind of forgiveness, then the element should be, I was being completely genuine. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. Rather, I wanted to make my feelings clear and known. And forgiveness can be had when we understand that we just want to get rid of some of that unwanted energy, get rid of some of that bad vibes. So we can choose to forgive, and we can also choose to have a little inner standing over where people are coming from. We just know that some people are just bad getting and it just anyway. We've got those kind of people in our lives for a reason, and it's like, you ain't very nice. You get me? Or they're not very honest, or when they're honest, it's coming from a very, very bitter and harmful place. So we have a choice to let go of some of that unwanted energy. And when you think about forgiveness, it's like we're saying that what the person's doing or what they have done is correct, and that's not the case. It's just saying, okay, I see you, but what I'm not going to do is let my capacity to see you mess with my day, mess with the way I view myself, or the way I view my interactions moving forward. I'm not going to carry this grudge. I'm not going to carry this dirty vibe into all of my interactions. Rather, I will know how to deal with you. So maybe you may not get the full version of me. You may get the cliff notes that you deserve because of your lack of tact and your lack of kindness, and the fact that, okay, I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt and I'm going to see you for who you are. However, I'm not going to give you the full range of me. You're going to get cliff notes and you're going to get the highlights, and that's all you deserve. Now, this could be in regard to romantic love. We've got number 34. Okay, so this could be in some of the way that, when we're in our arms us with our particular partners and our romantic things, maybe we might have said things that weren't very nice, or they've said things to us that weren't very nice. So this could be to do with the relationships, our romantic relationships. But let's read what the frequency says. So that's number 34. And it says the frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. Okay, so this is a conscious lover. So the frequency of romantic love. Yeah, man, I told you to go this side anyway. Anywho, the frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. And what I like is that we may be in a space where we're relaying a situation, talking about what we're not happy with, and having a significant other, a romantic partner who is conscious, who recognizes your your full the fullness thereof, that you are a kind-hearted person, that when you're saying these things about what was said and how it was harmful or destructive, or maybe I can understand what they're saying, but they could have said it in a better way. They may have the right way of coming to you and saying, listen, leave that person, which part you'll find them. Yeah, because they are not worth you losing sleep over. Just forgive and forget. Or just treat this person the way they deserve to be treated, which is as a background person, as an NPC. Hmm. Non-player character. This is someone who's not really up in the mix, but for some reason it's like they want to catapult themselves to some type of status that they don't truly deserve to be in. They're creating waves for the sake of creating waves. You've got some people who are just literally comfortable with creating waves and being controversial for controversial sake. You get no people, I'm just playing devil's advocate, and sometimes that's okay if there is a point, if there is something that is going to be beneficial for those in that communication. If not, then it can just be quite destructive. So lean upon those people, trust the people who you are, excuse me, romantically linked to, or just those who you have around you who are conscious and they know you, and they just want the best for you. Sometimes we just want to be in our flames, but when we've got someone who's saying, Shaman, let's let that go for the greater good, let's trust that this coming from the right place. Okay, number 33, we've got reflection. Okay, so again, just sort of saying, right, what's happened? So reflection says the energy of reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplation of self and others. So again, going through the full thing, the full 9 yards. What's it all about? This so-called honesty. Was it genuine? Could have they just had a little bit more kindness and tact when they were shooting off from their throat chakra? Was this something that they really needed to speak about? Were they just getting some stuff off their chest? Was this a bit of healing for them? Was there things stored and trapped in their throat chakra, why they just felt that they needed to have word vomit, as it were? Or is that was what was happening to me when I was carrying on as that person who didn't have any tact? Yeah, and was having that kind of word vomit. So it's like, contemplation over this forgiveness. Can I forgive myself for the times that I've been a bit more pricklier than I needed to be? I was shutting down a situation because I didn't really want to hear, forgive yourself and forgive others. Can I forgive that person? It might take me a little while to forgive them because of the scars that they have inflicted on me because of their so-called honesty or their lack of tact and their lack of kindness. And I bring it back to the artist way, because in week 1 we're looking through our champions, those who have given us positive affirmation and have given us encouragement for the things that we do well at. And then we're also looking at our villains, our enemies of our greater self-worth, and those who have said stuff. So can we get to the stage where we are able to start the recovery process? Yeah, maybe the reflection is I'm not quite ready to do forgiveness, but while I'm in my recovery, I'm going to work through it so that I can get to this, and that is being completely honest. No one is saying it's got to be an overnight job, but the honesty of it is maybe I need a little bit more time to get to this forgiveness, to allow somebody significant to be able to say something to me to encourage me to not feel crummy or to not hold on to bad or dark energy. Maybe I'm not quite ready. Maybe I want to sit down and stew a little bit longer, which is completely fine. If the aim at the end is to let it go, because we are in creative recovery. So I quite like this energy of reflection, like I said, you may not be going through this right now. This could be a shadow of things that have happened in the past. This could be something that you are ruminating on and you haven't quite let people know what you're upset about or what you're not pleased about, you know. So, yeah, I quite like the energy with that. Okay, so honesty, forgiveness, romantic love, and reflection. Okay, so let's get into the Kipper and let's have a look at what other energies are coming out, what messages and things we need to be looking out for, what insight they are, that our ancestors, our spirit guides are trying to lean in, and things that they are trying to reveal to us this week. What messages do you have for us? Do you want to make plain? What do you want to highlight to us? Let's see. Okay, let's do some more. Okay, so what they're saying possibly is there may be some significance. Oh, okay. Right. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. So, well, this is a bit of a deeper message than I hadn't anticipated. However, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. As ever, these messages may not be directly linked to what you are currently going through, but what could be in your inner space. So, what's going on in your world, maybe your friends and your family, maybe it's things that you're observing in the wider world. Okay. So, we've got number 23, which is courthouse. Okay. So, possibly this might be a time where legal matters are coming into the spotlight. Maybe it's a thing where it's like, right, I need to deal with this particular thing, or maybe you might be asked to give some support for someone who is going through some legal proceedings. It could be a case of going through contracts. You know, maybe there is a need to seek some support from the justice system to allow a sale or allow something to run smoothly. It also feels like there could be some kind of discrepancy between paperwork, what people feel that they are entitled to. You may be surrounded by people who are currently going through a battle with their children, or the custody of their children, or the upbringing of their children, or some kind of legal standing here. It could even be to do with work, maybe tribunals, and maybe court proceeding is possibly the best way to move forward, because the standard channels of communication and trying to come to a an agreement hasn't been met through just communication alone. So I think the courthouse legal proceedings are being highlighted, and maybe what's also being highlighted to you is that maybe you may have situations in your own life that you may need to look into the paperwork of. Maybe you may need to go over your contracts. For some of you, this is about going over your titles, going over, if you have employees, maybe you need to go over the contracts so that people really understand what their roles are. If it's to do with owning something, then maybe you look at your deeds. Maybe there might be something in your deeds that you have overlooked, so that you may need to be mindful of, not necessarily a hostile takeover, but more or less being challenged. I think this feels like you possibly could be challenged for what you own or what is yours. Someone has a sense of entitlement over something that actually belongs to you. Maybe you share the responsibility, maybe you share the space, but I think it's going to be very, very beneficial for you to get your legalese sorted out. The things that you don't understand, do some extra research and some extra reading and stuff so that you can get some support in. And this isn't one of those ones where it's a scaremongering energy, but divine saying, hey, you may need to look at your paperwork. This also, again, like I said, it may be you might be supporting someone through a legal proceeding with their stuff. Maybe it's to do with, like I said, work tribunals. It could be, hold on, let me put the charger in. It could be to do with tribunals. It could be to do with, like I said, again, family court. You know, this could be to do with goods and services. You know, maybe you are within your right to bring something to the courts due to maybe goods and services not being up to par. So yeah, I'm getting quite a lot here. I want to go through them all, and then I want to dig a bit more deeper into what this courthouse situation is about. But that's number 23, courthouse. Okay. And look, and also we've got number 23 of honesty here. So maybe you may need to be the one to shed some light on something, you know, but obviously with that tact and kindness at its forefront, but you just want the truth to be revealed. I just saw that correlation and thought, let me just bring that to the surface there. What are you doing, child? All right, so that's courthouse. We've got number 10, which is journey. It's high time for us to be reflecting on our journey, what's happened thus far, what is the next steps, start planning our next trips, the next journey that we are going to be embarking on. As I think Divine's saying, hey, you are due another review, you're due another time for, because I think what's really nice with this energy is that it's twofold. It could be, right, well, start planning your next holiday. Don't rest and sit down and wait until you are in a space where you feel jarred and you feel like, I'm not enjoying this space, I'm not enjoying it here, and to be overwhelmed before you go and book your next trip. Especially for those who are dealing with the legalese stuff, and there might be a lot of stress and a little bit of worry about the finer prints and things and the finer details of situations. Start getting ready to book your journeys. And if this is not a physical thing where you're like, well, I'm not quite ready to be booking anything right now, then maybe again we've got reflection. Maybe it's time to just reflect on the journey thus far, because what that's going to do is going to highlight to you some of the areas that you may have missed, some of the things that you may not have seen in the moment because things were so busy and you were in wrapped up in what was going on. So maybe what the divine is saying is start paying attention to review. Start reviewing what's going on. Start seeing what's really, really going on underneath all of the other stuff, the fluff and the pump and all of that. And again, similarly, get ready to start planning your journeys away. We also have number 14, which is message of concern. Okay. So again, for some of us, this is a message of concern. This is a time for us to really look at really what's going on. There is something looming. There is something that maybe needs to be spoken about. Okay. So with this one, it's right next to bad health, number 31. So for some of us in our families, within our space, maybe there is going to be a message of concern around maybe some of our loved ones or some of the people that we know, that there is bad health going on, and there is a concern that this health situation is getting worse. or this is a time to rally around people who you care about, to show your face, to show your support. Um, and again, with the message of concern, this could be, again, this is the message to do with, hey, sort out your paperwork, sort out the legalese, sort out the fine print, make sure you fully understand what it is that you're embarking on. Ensure you understand, yeah, what's going on, what's the underpinning of all of your moves. And again, we've got romantic love over here. So maybe there's a concern to do with, romantic love. Maybe there is a message around, maybe someone isn't feeling as confident in themselves. Maybe they're going through a bit of a dark night of the soul. And maybe this message is for you to be able to take stock of, maybe they're not doing as well, or maybe someone in their aura field isn't doing great, so that you're able to support them going forward, especially if this is linked to this bad health, because I'm getting some energies of this bad health. And I think it's not just around, I'm getting an elderly vibe. And I also feel that this is also, I'm also getting youthful energy, but this may not necessarily be children per se, or adolescents. It might just be someone who has a youthful disposition. And I think the concern is their youthful disposition isn't the same, or they are trying to keep up this youthful disposition. However, I see in their face or in their eyes, or the way that they've dropped weight, or the way they've gained weight, or the fact that they've been talking about having really high blood pressure, or historical things from the past has just come up to the surface. And again, with this bad health, I feel like it's definitely connected to trauma. I'm getting an energy that is connected to trauma, unresolved issues, things caught up in the body. Again, like we know that the body, it keeps a score. Anything that we haven't said out of our mouths that have been festering in our minds and our hearts, and then it's actually in our bodies, creating dis-ease and discomfort. So again, this is definitely a time for reflection, a time for review, maybe a time to start working through this forgiveness, being honest with where you feel that you need to be forgiven, or you could have a bit more tact in the way you do things, in order to enable someone else to get rid of some of this discomfort, so that we are getting to a stage where we are forgiving ourselves and others, so that we are letting go of some of this older angst and older worries, and even past love and past regrets, situations that didn't work, things like that we're holding as hurts and heartbreak and disappointment, those who didn't come through for us. It sat in your body somewhere. So it's definitely a great time to, especially within this winter season, to get out your pens and your paper and just start writing the letters to those who you need to write letters to start to free yourself from some of this energy, so that we are not adding to bad health, that we are not adding and doubling and tripling our susceptibility to bad health. And I think that's a part of what this message of concern is about. And she's got a letter in her hand, so maybe she's reading somebody else's letter. Maybe she's received someone's, yeah, and this happened and that happened, and maybe the concern is, how am I going to make this better? Is there any way that I can make this better? And what makes it difficult is that some of the people that we have a lot of angst with, maybe they might be not in the best space to manage. Maybe that's why we're keeping things to ourselves, because their health is already taken a battering. In which case, if their health is taken a battering, then we know to a certain degree that the universe is working, not in a wicked way, but karma is taking place. Things happen, or what has taken place is trauma and hurt has taken over. you know. But there is definitely an energy around working through some of the ish so that it doesn't get to the bad health. So let's start clarifying some of this. So let's see what's going on with this courthouse energy, because very interesting. Because like I said, it's quite open and it's quite vast. You know, for some it's just to do with supporting others through things, and okay, Four of Cups. Yeah, 1 second, I'm coming. Four of Cups. So again, I think with the Four of Cups energy, it's more talks about not necessarily seeing the blessings as they're coming, because we're looking for something specific. So maybe what is taking place is that someone's looking for something specific and not seeing that actually there is a lot of good things carrying on. So maybe the way in which you present your information, the way you present your findings, that you bring a brand new spin on a situation. You show that actually they may be completely wrapped up in a situation because they're only viewing it from an old way of doing things, right? We've got the death card. So something needs to give, something needs to change. Okay. So maybe someone's not seeing that in actual fact they're in a good position. Things are going well, but maybe they're looking at things from a very old standpoint, and a standpoint that needs to be shifted. And then we also have the sun. And I think what great about the sun card coming out within this is that it's going to be a good outcome for all involved. I think for anyone who is doing something underhanded, they will see the change. They will see what's necessary. It's almost like they may have set out to cause some kind of this ease, discomfort. What's the word? To sow some kind of discord, within the wider community or within this collective. Yeah. And I think going through this stuff or having a conversation about, what they are worth and their role within this space, or how their presence will affect the situation positively, or maybe if you can give a little bit of a break, or we can do the interaction sparingly until you are at a stage where you can manage yourself enough to not cause any more discomfort. It will show that there is a change that needs to be had. So I think with the court system, they will be able to see what needs to change, what things need to be left behind, what things need to be implemented for the betterment of the individual, the company, the family, whatever it is, that this legal situation is coming up with. And I think it's really good, because what's going to happen is that those involved are going to be able to see, okay, so I was only viewing things from one viewpoint. I weren't really fully looking at the fullness thereof. Maybe I was, maybe I was just locked into something that weren't the full picture, or maybe I was just hell bent on something. And, I think those involved are going to see what needs to change, and it's going to be for the betterment, because we've got the sun. I'm really happy to see the sun card. I do want to clarify the death though, because I want to see, 1 second, darling. I do want to see what is changing. Okay, so the viewpoint. So it's like the Queen of Pentacles. I think someone is going to stop viewing themselves as not having enough. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is someone who has her ish together, who has her coin in order and knows what she's doing and how to distribute and share her wealth. Okay. So possibly this person ain't going to see themselves from a state of poverty anymore, but rather see that there is a lot that they have been brought into, that there's a lot that they have to offer. And also similarly in the other direction, someone's going to be able to see that there is no need for them to just keep thinking about financial gain. and being over someone, or it's almost like wanting to feel better than. Let's see what else. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the King of Pentacles. So definitely this is a lot to do with what people deserve, monetary wise, what they feel that they are worth, feeling stiffed and shorted. We've got the couple here. Yeah, we've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is very much about stability. So I think maybe there's going to be a change in them feeling like there's a lack of stability and a lack of comfortability with the family, financial abundance, relationships. Yeah, and I also feel like this could be in the next sense for someone to view themselves from a different standpoint, you know, that there is not a lack thereof, but rather if they carry on doing the things that they need to do with a new, renewed energy, that they would see that there is more than enough to go around. You've got the King and the Queen of Pentacles. So there is a lot to go around. So the lack thereof and the nervousness about distributing of wealth and stuff like that needn't be the case, because divine's got your back. The Sun card, the sun is going to be shining on all that is there. Okay, the lack thereof is just fear, and again, that's completely normal. We'll go through it, but it's going to be able to give you a moment of reflection, you know, and really go through what this fear is all about. And again, the courthouse energy is just about dotting your I's and crossing your T's and fully getting into the understanding of what this is all about. Okay. So again, with the journey, let's see what's going on here. Journey. So again, like I said, number 10, the journey is definitely around travel and also about reflecting on your personal journeys. Okay, so the journey, we've got the Page of Swords. Okay, so the Page of Swords is really about innovation, communication. Yeah, pages are the beginning of things. So again, I think this is to do with reflecting on what the next point is, the next challenge. Swords are is about communication, innovation, creating. You know, it's like we're thinking about what's going to be next, how we can implement the next big thing, what ways we can change the way we're doing things for the better. Swords are definitely about creating communication, innovation, you know, maybe new classes, new courses, new, it's like this energy of, I'm getting this energy of yeah, research, reading, becoming versed in something. So I think it's going to be the start of more intricate knowledge gaining. We've got the Eight of Wands again, fast communication, travel again. So it's nice to see journey here and for us to see the Eight of Wands, because this is action. This is right. What are we doing next? What's happening? Having that communication, having those meetings, those brilliant. He needs help. So hey, Daddy. Bringing this. Yeah, that's what he needs help with. So this energy of go ahead, go with Daddy. Thank you. Hey. So this energy of fast communication, travel. So it's like having those team meetings, having that communication about what's going to be the next thing. How can we innovate something new? How can we structure our business, structure the way we are living in a different kind of way, and able to create something different? And it's nice because it's fast communication, it's exciting communication, it's forward thinking communication. Eight is about movement. So things will be moved on from this beginning stage of just thinking about, just starting about, just mapping out. It will move quite fast with the right communication, is what I'm seeing here. And then we also got the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is someone who sees an opportunity and cuts through the stuff, they will carve out a space for themselves. So if it's a thing of, right, the marketplace, if this is to do with how we can get more investors or how we can do whatever, it's going to be, this is what we can do. We need to carve a space for ourselves. We need to be different. How can we be different? How can we offer something different? And the knight is someone who cuts through the BS, cuts through the pomp and the fluff, and says, right, this is what I'm doing. I'm going through here and I'm carving out a space for us, and this is how it's going to go, and this is how it's going to benefit everyone involved. So I really like that energy. I want to just clarify, I think the page of swords. What is this next thing about? This next adventure. What is this energy? What is the page of swords here? Make it plain, but thank you. Right, okay. The death of something that has been done previously. Okay, we've got the Ten of Swords. Okay, and this person is on the ground full of swords in their back. What didn't work? What things did you not see, perceive? What things did you just allow? How best can we get to a stage where we don't keep repeating the same mistakes? Okay, how can we look at where there could be possibly failings? Can we look at how we can gain success and what within our plans can cause failures? You know, it's about asking those questions. It's not about being a pessimist, but it's also being able to look at everything in from both sides. All right, if we do this, this, and this could be extremely successful. But however, if we do this, this could be a possible issue. This could be a possible pitfall due to what? Timing issues, due to blah, blah, blah. You know, this is how we can not repeat anything that we've seen as bad practice and start to look at how we can innovate something new with having good communication and actually taking the initiative to move with the next level. And again, being like the King of Swords, I mean, the Knight of Swords, and cutting through the BS and get into the finer details. Okay. So let's go on to the message of concern. Yeah, let's do that. Why is this message of concern here, and what concerns are we is being highlighted? What's that? Okay. Right, what's at the bottom of the deck? Ace of Pentacles. Right, for some of interesting. So with the message of concern, we've got the King of Wands and we've also got the King of Swords. So I think under concern, we are dealing with the more negative side of these kings. Okay, so I'm going to start with the King of Wands. Now, with the King of Wands, he's innovative. He likes to get things done. And obviously, this is not gender specific, but obviously, this is for this is the king. So it's like a message of concern could be mindful of your own. It's like not necessarily arrogance, but it's almost like by any means necessary. You know, the King of Wands could be very much, this is how it's going to go. It's going to help people because this, and this, you know, maybe. And also the King of Swords in the reverse, or in this sense, when we're looking at it from the negative aspect, doesn't like to take criticism or doesn't like to take on board people's opinions. So it's like, if this is about you, then you need to be open to people's opinions. There's something in what people have to say or the way people are responding to you that's going to highlight a change that you need to make. Okay. Maybe people don't feel confident speaking up to you because maybe you may not get things done in the way that they want to get things done, but it has to be in your way. It's like either your way or the highway. We may have someone who is dealing with things like this. We may have to be very mindful of someone who is, I think they say it's for the group and it's for everyone. But I think if we go back to the first part when we're talking about the courthouse and we have someone heavily hell-bent on financial gain and becoming the head of something, like I said, I don't think it's like a necessarily a hostile takeover, but someone is wanting what you have or wanting the status that you have. Okay. And they've got an energy to move. It's very passionate energy. It's very much like, yeah, I could have that. I don't see why not. I do this, this, and this. Very much like, you know, they feel very much entitled to. So I feel like it's about watching yourself, and it's also about watching those around you, like we said about that reflection. Okay, the energy reflection supports our growth through the insights we get from the contemplation of ourselves and others. Okay, so going back to that reflection, we have to reflect on who we have in our teams, who we are interacting with, how we ourselves are moving, because we may be putting ourselves in a space where people may not want to collab with us because we are too hell-bent on maybe just a one viewpoint, and maybe there is a lot more that needs to be seen. Yeah, I think it's that kind of energy. We've got to be mindful about this King of Wands. And obviously we know that the Wands is fire energy. Okay, so it could be a fire sign person who's very much like, yeah, 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 yeah. And they may not be showing you this up front, but maybe their actions and how they're speaking to others about you or the situation will reveal some more things on reflection. Okay. And we've also got the King of Swords. Okay. So this energy is someone who very quick-witted, quick with their tongue, ready to cut down anything in their wake. They're not trying to hear nada. The King of Swords, when they are in negative, can cut off their nose to spite their face. Okay. So this is someone again who can be quite dangerous. And it's weird because this person is almost like, I can feel that there is a lot of goodness, or there is a want for this connection, or this want for community. But I think what really stops them is this opportunity to gain the coins. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles is talking about stability, money, and the Ace is about the untold potential, the opportunity for this coin. So if we are in our minds really, really hell-bent on making money by any means necessary, cutting people out, being quite cutthroat in this thing on some dog eat dog, we've really got to look at that energy and devise calling it a concern. So if you've got this energy, maybe it might be an energy that's come like, yeah, man, sure. If you've got to kind of like compete with the best, you kind of got to, maybe not the best off of the thing, but I think it's got to be done in a certain way. I kind of feel like the one who is causing me the most concern is the fire one. Can you just give me a clarification on this King of Wands? Yeah, the Death card. Yeah, this person, they're wanting a change for themselves. Okay? They're wanting this change for themselves. That's the motivation. There is a change that they see, that they need, that they deserve. And again, it may be just about uplifting them themselves, their lifestyle. Page of Wands. I mean, they're planning things. They're not in the latter stages of anything. They're just planning. But I think some of their planning is really about showing themselves as being indispensable or the main character in this story. Yeah, maybe they might be showing some division within the ranks. Yeah, be mindful, guys, about this particular vibe here. This is more particularly to do with, and I've got to talk to one of my sisters actually and get them to watch this video because we've been having conversations about people and how they've been showing up. Um, but yeah, be mindful. This could be business. Again, this could be to do with the family court situation. Somebody wants something, but it's because they feel entitled to it. Okay, so let's see what this bad health is, and then we shall wrap up. This one was quite a longer reading than I had anticipated, in truth. Bad health. Why have we got bad health here? Who's sick? What's happening? Like this is one of those being mindful of kind of thing. What's this about? Oh, yuck. We've got the Seven of Swords. Okay. Seven of Swords is the deception. This is like the thief. Yeah. I'm getting a couple of things coming through with this thief energy, this deception energy. One is that there's a deception where someone is acting or trying to throw people off the scent that they're not well. So that's where the deception is coming in. We also got another energy of deception where, yeah, they're not moving correctly. They haven't been moving correctly. Someone's bad health is definitely linked to what they've been doing, their mindset. They can get themselves out of this entitlement or victim mode, I think their health would improve. Yeah. And I think this is like a part of the message of concern. Be very, very mindful about what your motivation is. And also, this could be the result of, like, again, with that thief energy, this could be the result of some, oh, I don't like that energy. Ooh. This could be the result of an energy of somebody who is actively wanting someone to be ill. So speaking darkness over someone. Don't like that. Ooh, yeah. Anything else? Ooh, Page of Cups. Yeah, man, this could be linked to some heartbreak. We've got the Page of Cups and pages are children. So this could be definitely linked to heartbreak, disappointment. Something has happened in the youth. Maybe this person inflicted some kind of pain on someone in their youth. You know, they stole something, innocence, something or other. They were deceptive, made them believe something that wasn't true. This is not where I was going, but the divine has a reason why they're saying what they're saying. So someone's bad health is definitely that I've got someone I need to definitely need to listen to this. Yeah, man. Don't like that at all. And then also in the next breath, this is someone who is suffering from things that have happened, that's taken place. Give me one more. Oh, I don't even know which ones I want to clarify from that. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry. I know what this is. This is something I need to this is a message I need to share. May not resonate with no one here, but there is someone that it resonates with. We've got the Emperor, which is like the father of the deck. So this is something to do with a patriarch, father, grandfather, uncle energy here. Keeping them up late at night, Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is something where it's like anxiety, worry, fear, insomnia, them can't sleep. So someone is done something in their bad health, possibly reflecting on what they've done, what has happened to them, what kind of pain they inflicted, what lies and deceptions they told, what things they stole, how, they took things that didn't belong to them. And they were in positions of power, authority, maybe status wise, and now they can't relax. And this is the reason for some of the bad health. Okay, okay. Mm-mm. Okay. All right, cool. A longer time and I get no reading like this. Okay, but we give thanks and praises for the clarity. Okay, so what we're gonna do. Oh, but yeah, they're contemplating. And I feel as though, let me do one clarification for this Nine of Swords. Give me the clarification for the Nine of Swords. Queen of Wands. Yeah, they want to make amends. They want togetherness. They want community. Queen of Wands is someone who likes to work as a part of a team. They like collaboration. They like things to work. So possibly this person might be coming out and wanting some type of forgiveness. They want family. But that is completely up to the individual whether or not they are willing to forgive, willing to hear from someone's viewpoint. Maybe they just need to be honest that they're not quite ready to forgive, or they are in the throes of making this decision to forgive. It's about a romantic partnership, someone who is maybe a bit older, then definitely it's time to reflect. But overall, it is definitely going to be one where this whole reading is really about reflection. It is really all about dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It's really all about getting all the information. It's really all about planning your next moves, planning your next steps. This whole reading is about seeing the signs, seeing the red flags, acting accordingly. And the bad health is really all about getting your healing thing on job. Let's get this healing thing done properly. Let's work together. Let's do this healing. So the message we've got is now you already know it's time to move. Now you already know that it's time to move on. Okay. Now you already know it's time to move on. Okay. So Divine has spoken. You know it's time. It's time to let go of some of them things. It's time to write them letters. It's time to get hella specific. Cuss out who you need to cuss out, whether it's going to be in a letter, energetically, physically, if you can. People have passed away, then this is something that you write down and you put down out into the ether and you start to get your shit together. This is the perfect time to do it. And we are here for support, Medea for the support. So it says, be specific on your new moon intentions, okay? So maybe the next new moon, you start being very specific about what it is that you are vibing on. It says nature is calling you to connect. Okay, so nature is calling you to connect. I know it's cutting out there, but nature is calling you to come and connect. Okay, let's get one more. What else have you got? Right, what else have you got? So we also have be detailed in your plans. The universe is listening. Okay. Be detailed in your plans. The universe is listening. Okay. Be detailed in your plans. The universe is listening. So very lastly, let's get into the I don't even know if I really want to do the angels of abundance after that. Hey, yeah, they told me to do that anyway. So we're going to look at the angels of abundance, because there's been a lot of money talk within this particular reading, a lot of a lot of money stability, planning, reviewing. So let's have a look. See. Okay. Now, this three cards is related to some of the energy that has already been in this reading. And again, about the fears and worries about stability, having enough, having someone around you who is very much all about the money, and this honor by any means necessary type of energy that we've got to be very mindful of. If this is our energy, we need to be very mindful of, because it's a message of concern. So we have no more complaining. So it says, complaints are an affirmation of victimhood, which is never true spirituality. Take back your God given power by affirming that you have abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations bloom into reality. Okay. So we also have face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self doubts. Okay. And very lastly, we have release resentments about money. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentment about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool that you can use to better the world. And this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. Okay, give thanks and praises. Whew, all right, that's me done. What a humdinger. Right, we give thanks and praises. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our weekly forecast. Big up yourselves, and we are going to have our reflection.